Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Omnibroslive. I'm Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault, broadcasting to you live from my basement to nerds out there everywhere. That's right. We've got a big show for you. Once everybody joins me, we will be covering hauls, previews, what's coming out this week, and reads, what we've read this week. So let me first start off, of course, with In Stock Trades. With InStockTrades.com, you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There's always an Omnibroslive code every quarter, so probably the end of March, we're thinking. And if you order $50 or more worth of books in the United States, you get free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Made it just in time. Made it just in time for that opening jingle. How's everybody doing?
Right on, man.
Yeah, right on.
We have a Week in Geekdom's Geo here. Geo, how's it going, buddy?
Doing pretty well. Happy to be here. Happy to be hanging out with my favorite bros.
Right on, man.
Well, thank you.
The uncanny Omar. How are you doing, buddy?
Man, I am doing well. I'm well rested. It's about time, Omar. Guys, it's 8:01. I was barely late. Should ask my wife how late I really am sometimes. Captain Smart Comics back from vacation. That is correct. Vacation was nice. It was really relaxing. It was almost too relaxing. I didn't want to come back to anything. Reality, the cold, work, whatever.
Your razor.
And
Omnibros. I'm kidding. I missed you guys. Wait, I texted you guys while I was down there. I know. Mm-hmm. I was drunk a couple times. I was like, how are you guys doing? I think we had some funny conversations. I can't remember what happened again, but we had some funny conversations.
Like you're drunk.
No, I don't always know. You would know when I am. So, yeah, you guys.
Random letters pieced together. Smart Comics.
Oh my God, I don't know how my wife puts up with me. I don't know anybody that's been around me puts up with me, really, when I'm drinking.
I can attest to that.
Right?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm a funny guy.
Oh yeah. You had a lot of fun to my life that night in the cave.
That's right. What's up, Gabe?
Yo, what up, bitches?
Damn it, Gabe.
I'm happy to see all of it. Man, poor Jess stuck here all by himself with us.
No, we're stuck. We're stuck with him.
Oh, that's right. We're all locked in here with him.
You're all locked in here with me.
That's right. That quote is from V for Vendetta.
That's very true. Written by Grant Morrison.
Yes, and drawn by Pat Lee. All right.
Huh. I thought it was Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Not Inside Out. Is this it? Is this just the four of us today?
Correct. We're all here.
The happy foursome.
Okay.
Let's need those other Mexicans here.
The other, I think the Puerto Rican, right?
Riley's a halfie.
He's a halfie.
He's a halfie like me.
Are you a No. I didn't think you were
racist.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it. I was just wondering.
It's true.
Yeah.
And man, no, I did not meet up with Lou. He's in Orange County. He's in Orlando, and I went to the Keys with my wife. So that's like, man, I want to say it's like an 8-hour drive from Orlando. So
wow,
you could have done it if you really cared.
If I really cared, right, I could have done it.
You really wanted to see Lou in real life and give him a big old hug and rub his bald head, you would have done it.
Yep. That's a long way. I don't travel 8 hours for a lot of people. Not for a lot of people, but maybe you guys.
Oh,
obviously not.
I ain't driving nowhere. What are we talking about today? We're talking about solicitations.
and reads and hauls.
Yes.
I read a lot.
I also read a lot.
Didn't haul jack though. I don't think any of my hauls came in.
I hauled. What'd you haul, Jess? Did you haul?
I hauled a little bit. I hauled 4 or 5 books. My hauls are mixed in with my reads. That is not going to work. Okay, I'm sorting. I've sorted it out.
What about you, Gio? How's your haul this week?
Pretty light. If I can find the damn books, give me a second.
You guys are always so well prepared for this show.
It's the
Hell
best
yeah.
part, man. This isn't. We're real, son. This is real life.
Yeah, this ain't rehearsed. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I've been part of the show for a while. I remember.
I can show.
Remember
off
that
these
time
two
we
books.
talked about coming up and rehearsed bits and pre-recording?
Yeah, that lasted for about a week.
Yeah.
I was up for it, but you guys were just like, sure.
Oh, there it is. The finger pointing has begun.
Yeah. I only got 2 manga that I can show you guys. This one, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, Volume 6. It's a cover for it. And Dr. Stone, Volume 9. That's all I got.
So what's the My Hero Academia Vigilantes? What's that?
It follows, it's in the same universe as My Hero Academia, but you follow a trio of characters that are vigilantes. They're not registered, and they're not following the rules of not using their powers in public without the consent of the government and all that stuff. So they do things Batman style.
That's pretty
in
cool.
that world. Yeah.
That sounds great. Because I love My Hero Academia.
It's a little bit more mature than the regular title, but just a tiny bit, not much. But it's still fun.
Does Midnight get naked?
No, unfortunately. But the main character is supposed to be this world's version of Spider-Man or something like that.
That sounds great. Because My Hero Academia, that's a great anime. I love that show.
That's all I got.
What'd you get,
If
Jeff?
you like that show, you should check out this book called X-Men.
True.
Just saying.
Where should I start?
Number 1.
We're gonna travel back in time.
That's the
Number
worst.
1. Number 1. All right.
The worst.
Who's next? I got nothing to haul. I hauled nothing.
Okay, I hauled a little bit. I got Bowie,
Nice.
Stardust, Ray Guns, and Moon Age Daydreams. This is by.
I saw your review of that.
You did see it?
Mike Allred, right?
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
He does a remarkably good job in this book. It's my favorite book by him now.
Well, more than Slots Surfer, huh?
Yeah. I really liked his artwork in this. I think it's tremendous. And it's more of it's not like one story, it's more like 42-page stories stapled together. And so there's not really an overarching narrative flow, except it's like Bowie's career from about 1967 through the Ziggy Stardust shows in 71, 72. So it's just a small chunk of his performing and artistic and personal life. But this is sort of a Silver Surfer type drawing right here. But I didn't mind it at all, as long as you're okay with sort of it's like a collection of highlights of his life and interesting facts that are all pieced together. And I really enjoyed this book a lot. I'm bummed I didn't get the variant cover, but that's cool.
What's the variant cover?
Yeah.
What's it look like?
No, what is it? What is a variant? I'm kidding. Yes, what is it? Like, who drew it?
It's right here. Mike Allred drew it, and it is included in this at the very back. That's the variant.
Cool.
I don't know. I like the one that you have. Yeah,
Well,
I like that one better.
Okay, good. Now I feel better about myself.
Just
There
cut
you
it
go.
out and staple it to the front of the cover.
Get some Elmer
Okay.
glue and paste it on there with Elmer glue.
Your own custom bind.
Who's the publisher?
Insight Comics.
Inside
from San
Comics.
Rafael, California. I don't know anything about them except for this, and it is a beautiful book. I mean, paper stock is 100% nice. It's very thick, and the color saturation is really nice. I think it's. I love this book. So far, it's one of my top books of the year, and I'm aware we're only in January. Wait, is this hauled or read? I read that and hauled it.
Whatever you want.
It's whatever you want, Jess. It's your show. We're just here to keep
I
you
also
company.
hauled. We'll do hauls. The second Captain Marvel by Kelly Thompson.
Love those covers, man.
Yeah, they're pretty boss. Who does them?
Mark Brooks.
Mark Brooks.
Mark Brooks. Mhm.
Okay, yeah, these are great. The Dreaming Book 2 by Cy Spurrier. So I know I'm going to enjoy that.
Is that the which is the one that got recently came to an end? Is
I
it
was just going to
Sandman?
ask.
It was Sandman, wasn't it?
I think so. With issue 20 something, I think.
I thought it was Dreaming that got canceled.
I think it's Dreaming. Yeah.
Was it streaming? Okay. It wasn't that it got canceled. They just decided to end it abruptly, which isn't generally canceling, right? It's just like the what's his name was done with it.
The creators are ending it, not the publisher.
Right.
Cy Spurrier
Yeah.
and Bilquis Evely.
Sure.
It's a pretty boss-looking book.
Boss, look at you dropping those words. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, way to go, Bruce Springsteen.
You're like a guy that's like delivering some kind of speech at a school.
That's like when I hear parents
Doing
nowadays
drugs is
still
not
saying-
boss.
That's like hearing parents today still saying "the bomb" or "raise the roof."
I never got to say those words. Those bypassed my generation.
Do it tonight, Jess. Tonight is your night.
Okay, this Black Widow is da bomb.
It is. I love that book. It's
Okay,
so
good.
Have you read those miniseries before?
I haven't.
They're solid.
Good.
Of course, you show where, like,
Yeah.
Black Widow doing what she does best.
Look hot.
And a lot of underwear.
super hot. I think this is the series that for me, for the first time, at least for me, took her out of being the side character from like Daredevil and Iron Man and kind of made her her own little established badass. I really enjoyed both of those series.
I wish they would have cast a better looking actress to play her role.
Oh God.
Yeah, she's really hard on the eyes.
12 minutes before you go nuclear.
Oh, I wanted to read this.
Thunderbolt. Yeah, I really want to read this from Dynamite. I'm excited to read this. This is supposed to be their version of Irredeemable, I think. Or
do me a favor. Who is the artist on this book? Do it.
You're asking me to pronounce that?
Oh boy.
Do it.
Here we go.
It's written by Karen Gillan. And
I know that.
Casper Wingard.
Sure. I believe you. No one's going to question you.
Okay, you pronounce
Casper.
Nope, not doing that. Is this
How
book
about that
one?
letter?
Is it an ongoing? Is it book one of like 5?
All 5 issues of Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. Watch with bonus behind-the-scenes material. Blah, 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 original character sketches and notes by Casper Wingard and a full cover gallery. So this is
You haven't read it yet, huh?
No, I haven't. I just hauled this. I think this is their equivalent. I don't know if it's Irredeemable or if it's. Let's see. His level of genius is matched only by his heroics, and in humanity's darkest hour, he's the hero they need the most. Alas, poor humanity. Peter Cannon, the man known as Thunderbolt, is only too happy to leave civilization to face its end. As he returns to the superhero genre with a dark, humorous, and relentless love song to the genre. While love song in a Leonard Cohen love song kind of way, Peter Cannon Thunderbolt saving a world he hates. Oh, that's probably what my motto would be if I was a superhero. Saving a world he hates. So that's what I hauled. And I read the Bowie book. That's part of my reading that I now have to get reorganized. Okay. Because
Gabe?
it includes a certain manga or manga.
I'm proud of you.
Manga.
Yeah. Well, everybody, welcome back to Manga Mondays, where Jess is going to talk about manga.
What did you haul?
All right,
Gabe?
so I'm gonna hit a little bit of a swerve here. I got some superhero comics that I kind of thought I was going to stay away from, especially now that I'm
Ooh.
kind of stuck reading manga. But I have to get the best of the best, and that includes House of X, Powers of X.
Nice.
The Mark Brooks, another mention of Mark Brooks on the show. He should be our sponsor. Beautiful Mark Brooks variant cover.
It is a nice cover.
It is great. And the series is great. And some of the issues that spun out of this or series, the Dawn of the X-Men stuff, some of that stuff's been pretty great too. Kind of a lot more misses than hits, I think, so far, and they're getting more and more saturated, but this is like the beginning of the Claremont era. This is a new turn and tide for the X-Men. So I had to have that. And continuing with great must-haves, I'm going to go forward with the Maximum Carnage Epic Collection as well. Another must-read. I think this is something that Jess is going to need to put on his I'm reading old 90s comics that everybody says is crap, but ends up turning really good, like with X-Force. And I think Maximum Carnage is another candidate for great 90s comics that somehow carry a bad stigma. It's awesome.
I thought I only heard good things about Maximum Carnage.
I don't think Maximum Carnage really gets trash talk.
Because there was a dope-ass video game made out of it.
Right.
That's true.
And I think most of the time people talk about the Clone Saga when you talk about, and rightly so.
Maximum Carnage is fantastic, too.
And that's good.
Yep.
I love that in Epics, they give you a book that is not in the Spider-Man versus Venom or the previous trade paperback, and that's the Punisher Sabretooth.
We like to wear pants or whatever it's called.
The
Deadly jeans.
Designer
Deadly
jeans.
Designer
Designer jeans.
Denim.
Denim.
And I also got Pluto Volume 2
Yeah. Nice.
for my manga brothers out there.
Woohoo.
Continuing the good fight. And along with 20th Century Boys Volume 2.
Nice.
So these will be the next couple of series I'm going to be reading up on pretty soon. So
Pluto is probably my favorite work that he did. I think I'm alone there. Most people like 20th Century Boys or Monster.
I think Pluto's the best. So
Yeah?
I'm with you.
It's because Astro Boy speaks to my heart.
I haven't read 20th Century Boys, but I do like Monster, and I have read Pluto, and I prefer Pluto.
Okay. Yo, good, man. Thought I was alone. But yeah, I love that. That series is the best. What did you all read? Who wants to go first? I think Jess should go last.
And I'll save that book for last.
Yeah, because I have questions about that. I can go if you guys. Because I've read a lot.
Yeah, you haven't heard much from me in a while, so yeah, have the floor. How'd the surgery go, anyways?
Surgery? No, it's not surgery. It was fucked up my wrist, and I refused to. Like, I was supposed to wear my wristband, like for a couple of weeks, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't need it. My wife thinks I'm an idiot. Actually, my doctor does too, probably. But while I go on vacation, what's that?
Why don't you just put it back on?
Because I forgot where it was.
On purpose.
On purpose. So I read PTSD. While I was on vacation, I hauled a bunch of books down with me. I didn't buy any, but I took a bunch of books with me, including this book, which I'll be doing a review on my channel because I really, really liked it. I wish I had read it last year because it would have made my top 10 of last year. It came out in 2019 from first second. Actually, let me show you some of this artwork though, in case you haven't seen it. It's very sorry. Going back to manga, but it is very manga-ish.
Nice.
Manga Monday.
In the way that...
Big book. I love this book.
Yeah, it's great. It is a great read. I think is it Korean, I want to say? I'm not sure. But First Second is the one that publishes it. And then...
Battle Cats.
Whoa.
Volume 2, baby.
Wow.
The shit just got real. Oh, I love this book. Mad Cave Studios, they published the first one. I wanted to hate the first one because this is such a stupid concept. And I actually, when I reviewed it, I remember saying that it's so ridiculous. I'm like, this is not going to be good. And it was awesome.
What is the premise?
Fucking battle cats, dude. That's all you need to know. Like dudes that are manly cats fighting each other.
Oh.
It's freaking awesome. Yeah, there's a plot in there about lineage and shit, but who cares? Fucking cats just beating the shit out of each other. It's amazing.
Do they throw up hairballs at each other?
Don't be a punk, Gio. Don't be a punk. These are fucking man cats. Look at that shit. Look at those muscles. This is the Dragon Ball Z of fucking cats, dude. It's so good. Look at the artwork. Is solid.
I'd watch a movie out of that instead of the Cats musical.
Oh, don't talk about that damn blasphemous thing.
Watch it high though.
Dudes, the cats ripping each other's heads off. This is awesome. I'll be doing a review of this because I've really enjoyed this. I also read Conan, Volume 3, the Omnibus, which I have never read all that stuff. And so it was my first time reading that Roy Thomas stuff. And then I am currently and almost done with Sunstone. Now, I have a question. If y'all can, let's go back to this because I want to. Have you all read Sunstone? Any of you?
No.
Just a few issues.
Jess, you said it like you were like a guilty Catholic boy. Like yes.
I'm neither guilty nor Catholic, but yes, I have read it. Yeah.
You read both volumes, right?
Yeah, I read it back when it was in trade paperback form, probably 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's due for a reread.
Okay. And you've read it, Gio?
I barely remember. I just read like a few chapters or a few issues.
Okay. And Gabe, you have not read it, but you know what it's about.
I know what it is. I know what it's about. I'm not a fan of Cedric's artwork. It's hard for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, I love his artwork.
I'm a big fan of his artwork.
And plus, I'm not a big fan of reading books about BDSM and stuff like that.
Well, I mean that's what the entire series is about. Right. So Maddie and I review. I had no idea. I was expecting elves. Maybe some warrior cats. I don't know, dude. I was expecting something, and then I'm like halfway through volume 1, I'm like, damn, these people really like their BDSM. Is there anything? But I'm gonna keep going though. I'm gonna keep going because that's what it's about. She read the Kree Skrull War for me, so I'm gonna keep going with this book series.
Oh, so she's got you reading this for new reader, old reader?
Yeah, she's already read it and she loved it. So she's like, "This is what we're doing." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So that's what tomorrow night is.
Ooh,
it's gonna be pretty interesting. It's gonna be after hours because everything is like. I mean, we're gonna get demonetized as soon as I bring up boobs because they're everywhere.
So what's the premise of the book then? Besides that, there's got to be some kind of storyline.
It's a love story. It's a love story, but it has that as
but is it a love story of I love to get spanked really hard? Is that what it means?
I mean, it talks about like the I feel like I'm reading a novel, honestly. Like that's the way it reads. Like explaining why people are into it and things. I think it's a really pretty way of educating people, rather. So,
what do you think of the Roy Thomas Conan stuff?
The exact opposite. Like it's not a love story at all. Dude,
no, you didn't say like what you thought about it when you read it. You said you read it.
I loved it, dude. I love that shit. That is downright like my favorite Roy Thomas stuff. And not that I was never really a huge fan of his X-Men. Like his he's very wordy, right? Like we all know that, especially his Silver Age stuff. But his Conan, for some reason, is just fluid, just goes. It's like reading. That's why I love Berserk. That's the reason, because he is like a Conan-like character. Dude carries a big ass sword, doesn't have fucking time for small talk. Got demons to kill and shit. Conan's the exact same way.
He's not standing around pontificating about life or anything.
Now Conan, he meeting ladies left and right, whereas Guts, not really, right? But damn, It was good. I really enjoy that. And his forwards are amazing. Like, that's one thing I say in my reviews. I'm like, I am blown away that he is still alive and he is still able to remember all these moments of like each issue.
Oh, yeah.
What happened? Like, there's a story when John Buscema's artwork was stolen by the Filipino inker because he refused to return it because he fell in love with it. Because they used to outsource to the Philippines for the inkings, right?
Right.
And
Wow.
the guy was like, "No, I'm not gonna give it back." So it was like this. They had to like reprint an issue of Savage Sword in color. Oh, it's wonderful. I was, and for him to remember and write it down, the way that he remembers and whatever happened, I don't know, behind the scenes. But it's just wonderful to read these stories.
That sounds great. And I think I just ordered that last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's solid. It is a solid book, and I think we've got one more before his run ends, before he comes back, and I hope they keep going. I mean, it's already been solicited, right? So we know they're going to continue, and if they keep selling, they're going to keep going.
I'm down for buying through Omnibus 4 or 5 for
You need
both
them all.
Savage Sword and Conan the Barbarian.
You need them all, Jess.
No, I can't buy 22 of each.
Hold on.
Manga.
Mr. Awesome and Freddie are talking about coyotes when you motherfuckers made me believe that it was about a bunch of migrants that get turned into coyote people.
Yep.
Assholes.
Who said that?
That's the reason why I got the book, because I wanted to read it. It's still in my read pile.
It's a great book.
Now it's
I
moved
love
down
that.
to the bottom because they don't turn into coyotes. Maddie did
coyote
not give
thing,
me
you know?
a safe word for tomorrow. She better, though. I have
That's
no idea how I'm going to
definitely watch
do
it.
that professionally.
You feel like
I-
you're on this show and just fuck it all up.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
so weird.
absolutely. I'm going to piss her off. She's going to be like, really? Not even 5 minutes in.
I'm
You'll
just
be
going
like-
to say that Sunstone with elves would be awesome. You said that earlier, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I'd read that with elves instead of regular
Draw
people.
some I mean, you've seen his fantasy art. The dude
Mm-hmm.
can draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bam. Yeah. But that's all I read. I know I did read some single issues. I did read some single issues too. I caught up a lot on my reading. So that was this week.
That's awesome.
I was on the beach, chilling, reading,
Drinking.
drinking. Yep. It was nice, man. It was the most relaxing vacation I've had in a long time. I needed
nice.
it.
Very good. Gio, what did you read?
I finished. Well, I haven't finished the story, but I did read Magical Girl Apocalypse. All the books I have with me, and that story is crazy bonkers. I did a video on it, like a first impressions, and I thought it was going to be great. It turned out to be something completely different, and it is bonkers. It goes from zombie apocalypse to time travel to friggin' witches and demons, and just it's all over the place, and it's grotesque, and a lot of people are gonna hate it when they read it, but I like it. It's crazy. It starts out like a zombie apocalypse with superpowered magical girls, and then you find out that one of them can take the people and send them back in times, and you get some time travel hijinks. And it ended on a pretty cool cliffhanger, so I'm probably going to get the rest of the series because it's like 16 volumes or something. So I literally ordered volume 8 today. And after that, I caught up with My Hero Academia, the physical releases. That's great too. And I also caught up with Demon Slayer, which I think I'd left like 3 volumes behind. And now I'm going to go ahead after this show. I'm going to read Dr. Stone. So I've been reading a lot of Shonen Jump and manga in general. And I am reading Sheets, the comic book, which I am going to do a video on.
So
that's
my
a great
daughter loves that book.
Yeah,
love
I
that.
have that book somewhere. So I'm going to read it and make a video on it soon.
Great book. Love that book. Gabe, what did you read?
All right, so I'm gonna keep this kind of short because I talked about this a little bit yesterday on the news show, but I read so much Berserk that I am unable to focus on anything else in my life other than what's going on with Berserk. So I read volume 8. Right, turn these around because it's manga. Volume 8, I read. Volume 9, again, it's backwards manga. Volume 9. Volume 10.
You had better have taken that parental advisory sticker off of volume 13.
Volume 11. Volume 12.
Oh, are we going to get demonetized with this
We're gonna get
next cover?
demonetized. Then volume 13.
Oh, they moved it. Or
Yeah.
did you move it?
I moved it.
My man.
Nice.
I moved it. So volume 13 as well. And
How's your life? How do you feel? Did you need therapy?
I am no. You know what? I said this yesterday. I'm not going to talk any more about Berserk whatsoever, other than the fact that I'm reading it because I am continuing on with 14. I got 15, 16, 17 here in the hopper as well. So I'm not going to say anything about Berserk. I won't go into any details. I was very, very ambiguous on what I was talking about Berserk in the last couple of weeks shows, and there is nothing I could say right now that would be ambiguous and not a spoiler or anything else. So I won't say anything else more about Berserk until it just catches up.
That is
that part.
if he liked volume 1, right?
Right. Because if you're like volume 1, I'll come back on there and just spoil the last
But
volumes I read.
Your volume 1 is the deluxe edition, right?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's 3-in-1, right? It's a 3-in-1. It's oversized hardcover. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
It's an omnibus by every word. Or every
I just did an overview of volume 4 on the channel, which comes out here in a couple weeks. But I was thinking at the end of that book, the people that are only getting the deluxe editions are going to go and buy volume 13. There's no way that I didn't make that statement when I was making the video, but the whole time I'm like,
yep,
I can't say that because it's just going to give away. But the big cliffhanger of that, it's like, you got to buy it or you download it, whatever, you got to read it. There is no stopping.
You're not going to be able to wait to the next release.
Yep, I agree.
Anybody makes it that far into it.
Now, is that all you read, Gabe?
Yes.
Good man.
Awesome.
I am crazy insane with Berserk.
I will say one more thing about Berserk. And Berserk is the book that comes to my house. I put down what I'm doing, and I say this every review. I'll put down whatever I'm reading. If I have to pick my kids up, nope, not doing it. I got to read Berserk. Like, it's that important to me.
I carry it around with me everywhere I went, so I could read it like in between, like, doing things at work, or if I'm
the little tankobons that you have, right?
Yeah,
They're nice.
Yeah.
I remember being on a plane and I'm like, that is the only time that I'm like, I can't read that shit, man. Because if I die, I don't want the answer to God or the higher power going, what's the last thing you read, Omar? Oh man, it's fucking demon fucking in caves and shit, dude. I don't want to answer that. Plane goes down, the last thing I want is that guilt, right? So but man, I love that book that much. That's the series that my wife knows it comes in the mail or whatever. Leave me alone. Leave me alone for about an hour because it doesn't take long to read them.
No, it doesn't. But I always like to go back and really study the artwork and study the lines and the flow and the storytelling, and it's really great. If you can finish an entire Berserk manga while sitting on the toilet. But if you do that, then you're just not giving yourself any justice or any appreciation of that work. I like to go back and just slowly flip through the pages again and watch the choreograph.
Now, when I first joined the show, I was the only one that had read it. And now the circle is complete. Because every one of you guys, Luis and Ryley included, and now that dude up there has read it. I mean, I'm so proud. Now the next thing I need y'all to read IDW Transformers, and then I'll be done. I'm out.
You retire.
Gracefully retire. I got all jammed up on my what's essential coming out this month by Omar. I hit all these high points, and then he jams me up. Jess, what about Transformers?
You haven't read it yet, man. You need to read that shit's good. All right, Jess, what did you read this week?
This week I read Saga Book 3. I had to read Book 2 to catch up. Nice. This book, I don't I feel like people sort of bash it. They feel like it sagged in the middle or something. I read book 2 the week before and book 3 last week, and I don't feel like this book sags anywhere. I feel like it's awesome the whole way through. I just think it's remarkable. It's really what he has to say, what Brian K. Vaughan has to say about the human condition, only he's using these weird, wacky space creatures to talk about it. It's his philosophy on what it's like to be human, and I think it's brilliant, and I loved it. You shouldn't get attached to anybody. It's like Game of Thrones. Don't get attached to any one character because everybody's in play. Fortunately, I will say Goose survives so far. That's all I'm going to say in case anybody's wanting to read it. But this is the book that ends, and then there's a hiatus.
Yeah, it's
for
on
a
a
year.
good cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's an amazing cliffhanger.
Is it still on hiatus? I think it's
I
came
was
back.
just going to ask that. Is it still on hiatus, or are we almost done?
Yep. They said they were going to do it for a year, right? Like hiatus for a year, and I think time.
We're getting close. It's still on hiatus.
Summer.
I
think it's summers when they come back.
Tyler T-Lar Blunt is in the chat, and I have to admit, you're doing a good job covering up. My life is not complete without you in it, T-Lar. I'm sorry that we
just texted me that yesterday too. Two-timing bastard.
He's in the middle. Tyler's in the middle of tax season, so I'm not going to be doing videos with him for like 3 months, and it's very hard. I missed my action figure Fridays.
Just when the Todd McFarlane Batman stuff came out.
What's that?
I said you're going to miss out on Action Figure Friday just as all those Todd McFarlane figures you're getting.
I know. I may be able to talk him into that. I read House of X, Powers of 10. I reread it.
All right, Jazz. Now do you understand the space? When they went to space, that's why you left my... when we were breaking down the issues, you were like, they went to space, and I'm like, yes, it's in the book.
Yeah. I couldn't... it's too hard to read singles for me now. I'm used to reading everything in a collected edition now, and I was just not grasping things, reading it week to week as floppies came out, or every 2 weeks, or whenever they came out.
Every week.
Every week, okay. Yeah, I just wasn't grasping it and wasn't... But in this collected edition, which is beautiful, I did understand it. I loved it, and I'm definitely going to reread it again. This is just brilliant writing, and I can see why everybody was so excited to read X-Men again. And this cover is just awesome. But I can see why everybody was so jacked up to read X-Men again. This is just exciting and fun, and using ideas that are out there and really just not just dumb off the top of his head ideas, but really well thought out, brilliant ideas. And it had a lot of drop the mic moments, courtesy of Magneto and Emma Frost. But I loved everything about this book. So I read that and loved it. I already told you about Bowie. I read that and loved it. For Batter Days in the Batcave, I'm reading Batman Superman. I read the first 3 today, and I need to read 4 and 5.
It's the Greg Pak run?
Yeah, Greg Pak. And the art is really good throughout the whole thing. This is volume 3. I like how one thing that this is not is new reader friendly, because it ties in heavily to what's going on in the New 52 at the time, like Superman Doomed, the Supergirl run, the Batman run, and the Power Girl Huntress run, World's Finest. So you have to be well versed in New 52 to get what's going on in this book. It's a bunch of small arcs that tie into kind of a greater arc overalls kind of arc, and I will review it in depth on Batter Days in the Batcave. But so far, I remember liking this back in New 52, and I still like it. And then I read a book called Berserk.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to really want me to read. It starts out with him sleeping with a demon, like
Literally, that's the first page.
demon. Let's see what I can show here. There's the alien type demon.
Yeah.
With like, and there he is.
Dude, that looks so amazing in that big ass format. I want it now. Damn it.
Yeah.
Do
His
it.
name's Guts. And there's a little fairy called Puck. I like that I couldn't tell what sex the fairy was. It seemed like it was a girl at times. It seemed like it was a boy at times. And you can't really see what's going on down there, so I don't know what it is.
He's mostly androgynous, but he's a
That might be the best review of Berserk Chapter 1 I've ever heard. I can't tell what's going on down there.
But it adds to the story. It's extremely violent. Extremely violent. It's full of demons and these. Okay, wait. Let me make sure I can explain it right. It's full of demons that possess humans. The Guts, with his monstrous giant sword, is trying to cut down, and he takes an amazing amount of punishment. He also has a wrist archery set, like a wrist crossbow that fires out bolts.
Mhm.
The artwork is really amazing. It's always the fairy seems to show up just when he doesn't want it to. But the fairy's a key part of the story that sort of holds it all together, because she runs interference between the real world and the real world of. I didn't mean to say that. It is always showing up right when he needs it to the most, but he won't acknowledge it. But Puck's actually pretty helpful. And he wields this giant sword, which is a good thing that he can handle it, because he's constantly taking on tons of armies, tons of the undead, tons of demons, tons of zombies, tons of death-dealing killers. Here's a great shot of him whacking this dude's. What is this? Oh yeah, he's whacking these guys in half with the big sword. I'll tell you what I enjoyed. I loved the artwork. I loved the characters, the ancillary characters, especially Puck. I liked it when I liked all the various little side characters. I liked when we got into. Oh, I want to highlight that. I liked when we got into another dimension. He gets transported into another dimension with the daughter of the despot who has been possessed. So, and then finally, on like almost the last page, there's only that amount of expression in his face. That's the first time you see Guts in the whole book actually showing emotion, like sadness right there. And I didn't care for the book up until that. So this is what grabbed me. I mean, I liked the book okay, but it was when I finally saw the human side of Guts that I felt better and said, okay, now I can really start rooting for the guy. He's got some humanity left in him, because otherwise he was just this killing machine that I didn't really care about whether things happened to him or not. Here's the daughter of the despot. So then we finish on Golden Age, and actually, which looks like it's a beginning of. It looks like it's his origin story, and I don't know how long it goes on, but I have to say that I felt like it was sort of smooshed in here. That it would have been better to have this Golden Age story start in the next volume. It is what it is. I mean, the cliffhanger is that he gets visited by some giant soldier, and I'm like thinking, is this guy a chicken hawk, or what's he going to be doing here? And I will say that the show of emotion on Guts's face and the cliffhanger here, like what's going to happen to young Guts, makes me want to read the next volume. But I'm not 100% sure that I will go back to these and reread them, but I'm interested in following this and at least following it for one more book. So I enjoyed it to the extent that I felt it compelling enough that I want to read the next book.
I will say that you are reading the worst of Berserk with that first volume. Like, that's as bad as it gets.
Oh, great.
I'm serious. Like, I always tell people that are trying to get into Berserk, watch the 3 movies that came out. Like, 'cause I think they do a really good job of grabbing the important things that happen in the first 13 volumes. Because one of the problems that I have with Berserk, and I've heard a lot of people complain about this, with the exception of Geo, I know he likes it, and now you, is Puck. Like, you have this demon world where this dude is just isolated and it's just him. And, you know, he's chopping down demons. He's chopping down chicks that turn into demons and going after disciples and shit, and eventually meeting the Godhead. But then you're taken back with this goofy character of Puck that kind of has no business in that world. And I get why he did it. I always thought his humor fell really flat. But I'm glad that you like it, and it keeps you to push. I never think about Guts not having any feelings just because I can't remember reading those first volumes or watching it at the beginning, because a lot of horrible shit happens to him and is going to happen to him throughout the next, like, this flashback goes all the way to volume 14. This flashback that the Golden Age goes all the way to volume 14, and it'll be volume 5 of the hardcovers when you finally get caught up to issue or the very first volume, the beginning of the story.
His origin ends. That origin story ends about where I'm at. I'm a little bit past
really?
it, but yeah, it's all the way up to there.
I will say I'm still struggling with the format. It's still hard for me.
I was going to ask about your brain, how it did it.
It's still struggling. I think that's probably the one thing that's going to keep me from being all in on some of these books, is that it is still a struggle for me to follow it. And that could be the fact that I've read Western style for so long, or it could be my age and my brain's not as elastic as it used to be and can't go back and forth like maybe I could have 30 years ago. It is really hard for me to read these books, and that's probably going to be more of a deciding factor than the content, because the content's halfway interesting anyway. But to get to it, it's really a struggle for me to read it.
I'm really proud that you made it that far, dude. Seriously. That is cool.
That's awesome.
That is cool, man.
I'm going to see you keep going, Jess. I'm going to see you keep going.
Green Laser's asking a really good question that I hear a lot. And the answer is money. For the same reason they don't bother translating the sound effects anymore on panels. They just give you a little asterisk with the sound effect instead of redrawing it.
If that.
Money. You know how much it would
start doing it until where I'm at. It didn't start doing the sound effects until volume 12, I think.
So there is a few exceptions, but sometimes the creators don't want their art mirrored, because when you go from right to left, like if you make it into a traditional Western style comic book, you're literally mirroring the pages. So if somebody that's right-handed in the original manga is now left-handed in the artist, as a creator, you're like, no, fuck that. I want my art kept the way that it was supposed to be. So there was a few exceptions, and the one that I'm thinking of is Samura's the Blade of the Immortal. Blade of the Immortal, in order to make it like a Western style book, they cut the panels out and pasted them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, can you imagine how pain-tastic? Like, that's why those Omnis are expensive. And actually, I think a couple are out of print now, and that's a wonderful series. But that's one that you can literally read the way that your brain is used to reading comics because of the way that Dark Horse translated that at first. And I think they swore that they would never do that again. They're like, that is way too much money, way too much time. We can't do this again. Because that series lasted 27 volumes.
Yep.
Is the Akira, the bigger like trade paperback style books, are those mirrored?
The original
right to left,
Epic,
right?
the Epic collections were, but ever since Dark Horse wasn't mirrored. Because they were originally right to left.
Right.
And then Kodansha, same thing. But the Epic, the Marvel Epic stuff, those were mirrored.
I think that's the one that I looked through and I go, this just looks weird. It doesn't look right.
Yeah, it's because your brain's used to, seeing these characters a certain way. But man, props to you for reading it, dude. That's awesome. And if you like this one, the story just keeps getting better and better, and it's addicting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes far. So I like to see you keep going, Jess. Like Omar said, I'm glad you liked it because it's something we can all kind of talk about. But this is the build-up. This is like the pilot episode almost. Going forward, it's going to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. They just keep throwing the biggest demons at him, and then the biggest demon after that, and then the biggest demon after that after him, and then just a lot of stuff happens to him. Yeah, it's the worst of the worst that he goes through, and he never backs down, and it's impressive.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like Puck in there to sort of lighten up the mood.
I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
I think it would be too grim for me anyway.
You won't see him again for a long, long time.
Until he gets grim. Until you're like, I can't, like, this, holy shit, what am I reading? Like,
yeah.
It gets dark.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much. I don't even want to say the joke I said, but yeah, that's when it gets crazy.
There you have it. Every Omnibro has now read Berserk.
Yeah,
I think that should be like the Omnibros Hall of Fame.
It's one book we all have read, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that happens very often.
And we all like really love too, or just hasn't quite loved it yet, but it's going to happen.
Oh, he's going to learn. He's going to learn. He's going to learn. He's going to have a tattoo of the brand of sacrifice on his neck.
Wait till you get to the Band of the Hawks and you meet, those characters.
I wonder if he's going to be asking the same thing about Griffith. Is Griffith a boy or a girl? I can't tell what's going on down there. Like he was asking about Puck.
Oh, well, find out later what's going on down there.
All right, let's look at previews for this week.
Oh, and one more thing too, Jess. I'm sorry. The art, if you like the art now, he matured hard throughout the series. It turns into, that stuff is actually pretty rough for me. When I was first reading, I go, this stuff is kind of rough. Yeah. And it just gets masterful as it continues to go on. The story gets better and the art gets better.
The stuff that you're reading, that was in 1998, 4, I think, when he first started it.
I think it's 88.
Seriously. And like, he's still doing it. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 years between volumes, though. So, all right.
Yeah, I'm not going to commit to anything, but I didn't hate it.
It's too late. You already did. Let's go. Moving on.
Yeah, make sure you buy volume 13 along with buying volume 2 of the deluxe.
Or 4 of the deluxe.
You can read it on Comixology.
What?
You shut your dirty whore mouth. This is Berserk.
Wow.
Hey, what's up, man?
Surprise, bitch.
Bet you didn't expect to see me.
Nice. You're breaking up. How long have you been there?
A second.
Oh, okay.
That's not long. Hey, that's a good question from Matthew. Have we all read Hoxpox?
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No.
Sorry.
Gio has not.
I haven't.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Agreed.
Taylor Brown, don't worry. All is not lost.
It's not going to be Batter Days anymore. It's going to be Berserk Days or whatever.
Berserker Days.
Berserker Days.
does this mean that Jess enjoyed Berserk?
He's got the brand of the sacrifice tattoo on his left ass cheek. Like he loved it that much.
How do you know that?
We're brothers now. I have
Yes.
the same one, but on the right. It's like the HD thing. So that's a yes. Omnidog enjoyed Berserk.
Enough to follow it up. Yeah.
Great.
Do you want to buy my books?
No.
Hey, I had to throw it out there.
Good try though.
I'm a salesman at heart. So how many people are in the chat pissed off that we're talking about manga now?
Nobody. I think they all found it fascinating.
Yeah, it's been pretty tame. The
Well,
chat's
now-
always great.
Jess is I think they'll just follow Jess's lead.
He is the Omnibros spokesman. Like he's the poster child. Right. So
He's
whatever
the only one that
he
cares.
says goes, I just discovered this manga called Berserk. And now you can too.
I
Ain't
heard
that a
11 o'clock
motherfucker?
comics like Berserk too.
Ryley, we're having a hard time hearing you actually. Do you have headphones at all?
I'm on my tablet.
Mm.
Do I have to yell?
No, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
I might have been covering the mic with my hand or something.
That's a little bit better.
So yeah, previews.
Okay.
Gabe, you want to pull that up, man? The previews. You're on mute.
You're a mute.
You're on mute.
He knows.
You know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, my windows got all mixed up, so I couldn't find the mute button or the share screen button. And this is going to be pretty quick. This is going to be a nice, fun, light week for previews. So,
Okay.
everybody got it? Looks good?
Yep.
Whoa, that was light.
Yeah. There's not much going on this week. All right, so here is previews for January 22nd. You can find all these books at our sponsor's website, instocktrades.com, at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. And you can chop that up to whatever time zone you're in and get your books ready to go. And Jess, you got the 50% off list going.
I do. Yep.
Yes, sir. Let's make it happen. So Dark Horse has a single title out this week. This is going to be Stranger Things Zombie Boys Volume 1. IDW has a top shelf book here with a letter to Joe. Trade paperback. Road of Bones.
Here we go.
The Great Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, Volume 10. I absolutely love that crane cover. That's super great.
That's badass.
Speaking of top shelf comics, right here, both of these at the end. Well, I don't know about World in Your Eyes. Whatever.
And as Omar mentioned, we got the new Transformers series out. World in Your Eyes, hardcover, Volume 1.
Yeah. So what is that one?
That is the revamp. Like they had their own Crisis on Infinite Earths where Unicron came and destroyed everything. So the Transformers got rebooted, and this is the new ongoing series by Brian Ruckley.
Yeah, this is the current stuff going on.
They're still going to do the Phase 2 and Phase 3, but for some reason they decided to start collecting these in hardcover. But I don't know. These aren't even available in trade paperback yet.
Oh wow.
This is the first collection for that series.
So have you read it?
I read issue 1.
How was it?
Different. I love what James Roberts was doing with Transformers, so it was sad to see him go. I guess I feel the same. Like I don't know, like your favorite DC series, it's gonna get revamped. Like I don't know, Jeff Johns writing Flash, right? Then it's gonna get rebooted for New 52, or more so, Patrick Gleason and Tomasi's Superman. It's coming to an end when Bendis takes over. So I guess that's the way I felt at first.
Are you going to pick this up, you think?
Oh, yeah. God, yeah.
All right.
Transformers, man. Hardcover. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, silly me.
All over that.
All right, and then going through down to the DC section, we have Batman: The Outsiders trade paperback volume 1,
That is 50% off.
Nice.
and then we also got Batman Black and White Omnibus.
That's also 50% off.
Nice.
Cool.
Wasn't
What
there a
is this?
Buffy library edition that was supposed to come out too? Was it Boom Studios maybe?
It's under
It's such a boom.
Buffy the Vampire season 11.
That's it.
That's coming out from Boom.
My man on top of it. So this is a weird omnibus right there that instead of the direct market getting it first, it came out on places like Amazon and Barnes and Noble last year. So for once, they got the one up on us.
Yeah, that
Bastards.
confused me because people were showing it off and I thought I missed it. I was like, what the hell?
All right, then we got Birds of Prey Harley Quinn trade paperback to coincide with the upcoming movie.
It's got nothing to do with the movie other than that cover.
Yep. Yeah, same as the
Same.
Black Canary one. The Black Canary one has the movie actress. Is a completely different
There,
look. The Black
people are going to
Canary.
be so confused.
It's like this Hispanic, maybe black lady on the cover, but the character inside the book is blonde-haired white girl.
Same with the
Huntress-
next book.
Huntress Origin trade paperback.
Also
And-
cashing in on that.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the Justice League International trade paperback, book 1.
It's 50% off.
So
Nice.
recap, what's a 50% off so far, Jess? Batman and the Outsiders Volume 1?
Batman Black and White Omnibus and Justice League International Book 1 Born Again. Those are all 50% off.
You're on top of it, my man.
I didn't even know they were doing that Justice League International book.
I don't think DC did either.
They also would have gotten canceled earlier.
Oh, after we end the live, I got to tell you all a funny story. I think you all would appreciate it.
Everyone in the chat's like, wait, what the hell? Why don't we get it?
I can share with them later.
I'll put the
Yeah.
link in the chat so they can get into it.
Fuck
To our
it out.
StreamYard.
later.
All right, then moving forward, we got Lucifer trade paperback volume 2 from the current Sandman universe, and
That series is
Scooby-Doo
really
team up.
good, by the way.
Which series, Lucifer or Scooby Doo?
Both. No, Lucifer.
Nice.
Oh, I was hoping it was Scooby-Doo.
Who's the writer on it?
I completely forget, but I don't think it's anyone I was previously familiar with. Yeah, Dan Waters.
Damn.
But
Oh,
look, it's got
damn.
Max and Sebastian Fermara. His work is just phenomenal in here. It's a
Mhm.
great run with the character. It stands on its own, so it's good to have previous knowledge of Lucifer, but if you don't, you can still enjoy it. I absolutely love. I think that's the best out of the 4 current Sandman universe series.
I love that cover though.
Book.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous book. I hope we get hardcovers out of those.
Me too.
It's the Black Universe, right? The Black Label Universe, not Vertigo.
It is, I think, under Black Label, also Sandman Universe, so it's got like 2 labels.
Dirty Hot Dog Waterfall. That's an awesome name. Saying that, we have 122 people watching. Don't forget to
Whoa.
hit that like button. please.
Wow. Nice.
Everybody
Thank
wants to
you.
hear us talk about Berserk. That's awesome.
It's nice to be part of a popular show now.
You just come sliding in at the last minute.
I'm here.
126. All right. Yes,
All right.
please hit that
And
like
moving
button.
on, we got for the Marvel section, Agents Atlas Complete Collection Volume 2.
Yes.
Great run.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome.
Captain America, Sam Wilson Complete Collection Volume 1. I really like these complete collections. That's a really good hardcover, not hardcover, I'm sorry, oversized trade paperback format. It's really solid.
Yep.
Invisible Woman trade paperback. That's the Mark Waid series.
Now, I want to get that.
Jess, when you get it and read it, please tell me what actress you think that she's drawn to look like. Not on the cover there, but I couldn't figure it out, and like I've been looking at different like actresses and movies and names, and I know she looks like someone, but I can't put my finger on it.
Huh. Okay. Now I'm intrigued. Now I really,
Now you caught his interest.
Yeah.
And all the covers are done by Adam Hughes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My guy.
Ironheart trade paperback volume 2, 10 Rings is also coming out for Riri Williams. Punisher Kill Crew, that miniseries trade paperback is coming out, along with Star Wars Legends trade paperback Forever Crimson, and the first trade paperback for the continual epic saga of Jane Foster here as Valkyrie. For
That
anybody who's after Jason Aaron's Thor.
is 50% off.
Nice.
Cool.
And top-notch shelf book right here. You got some X-Men milestones Onslaught. This is some fun Joe Mad art in here as well. And Onslaught is probably one of my favorite, probably my most favorite X-Men crossover after Age of Apocalypse. But you get the cool milestone trade paperback here. And then Ecstatics Complete Collection Volume 1.
That also is 50% off. What can anybody tell me about this? Is this
Wait,
new?
you don't have the Ecstatics Omnibus, dude?
I do. So this isn't new stuff.
No. It's just the Omnibus getting broken up into complete collections.
I thought there was a new comic book out.
Still not out.
They did a one-shot that teased another series that was coming.
It's still not out.
It's still not out, and I think that it got shortened to being just a mini series.
Well, because it was like they talked about doing it before the whole Hicksman thing.
Yeah.
So Onslaught is what did that. That's what broke me, stopped me from reading comics. You're correct, Matthew. That's one of the things Gabe and I disagree on, but that's okay.
Wow.
It's okay.
It's all good. So yeah, this Ecstatics Complete Collection. If you can't find that omnibus, you don't want to pay crazy prices for it. I don't even know if it's even that crazy price-wise, but I know it's up there. This is a good alternative. It's a great story. Mike Allred and Alan Milgram. Boom Studios. Here's the Buffy Vampire Slayer Library Edition for the new series coming through Boom, and then something called By Night Volume 3.
Read the first two of those and I enjoyed that. So I've read them digitally. So I'll probably just read this one digitally too. By Night. I found it very interesting and fun.
That Buffy was one that nobody thought was going to happen too. So that's really nice.
Now all they need to do is make it like a lot smaller than the Dark Horse Library editions.
Oh my
just
God.
to piss everybody off.
Dude.
Or make the lettering not line up on the spine or something.
Well, each season has completely different designs for the spine and the jacket and stuff. So that wouldn't really matter as long as it's the same size. I think that's what everyone's counting on.
I hope it comes with a dust jacket too to kind of throw everything off. Speaking about throwing things off, let's go over here into the other category.
Yeah.
And I know Gio's going to be excited about this top row. Anything you see up here you want to talk about, Gio?
Of course, my favorite read of 2019, Beastars, Volume 4 is coming out. Everybody should pick that up as well.
That was my top manga of the year as well.
I'm going to wait for the deluxe editions in 2025.
Black Lagoon's pretty popular. That's a fun series.
I can't believe that's one of their signature series, right? Still going on?
I think it was on hiatus for a while or something.
Yeah.
That's why. Good God.
That second row I know nothing of.
Name.
You don't know shit about Bob Marley in comics.
Doesn't work black.
In comics, in real life, yes, but
Children of Wells looks interesting.
Children looks great.
Cool, that's a beautiful looking cover.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that one always has really great looking artwork. That's on my list.
Oh, it's for older teens though.
Did you see this question for you, Omar, from Spencer? Omar, should I wait and get the Avengers X-Men Onslaught reprints or pick up the Milestones?
I haven't heard anything about reprinting Onslaught, so I don't know how long it's going to be. It's not one of the... I can say that it's not one of the books that I've heard is going to be reprinted. So, yeah. If you want to read it, either digitally or try the Milestones. Milestones are a good, cheap way to read them, I think. Or cheaper than trying to find these out-of-print Omnis.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you got to get the Road to Onslaught stuff, too.
The what?
The Road to Onslaught.
Oh yeah, those trades are cheap. They never
Yeah.
made an oversized hardcover of those.
But that's the part of the series, the storyline, more or less.
Yep.
They need to
Stealth
do it.
Network Code Black. It's also fun.
That's a cool looking cover too.
That's I don't know if y'all are familiar with the original Cells at Work, but it was basically like cute anime versions of like cells inside your body.
Osmosis Jones.
Basically anime Osmosis Jones. But this one is the mature version, whereas the original is like it's a pretty healthy body and it's just showing how things work. This one is a body of a guy who like doesn't take care of himself, smokes, drinks, has unprotected sex. So the cells have to deal with like.
So brag at 25.
It's I haven't read it, but I flipped through and it's really amusing. The description is super fun.
That sounds awesome.
It's
And it's for mature
He's
readers.
got the bullhead clap. We gotta get to work, fellas.
no, that's basically what it is.
That's amazing.
So I'm anticipating reading it pretty soon, and I'm excited to report back.
Awesome.
Don't know anything about that row either.
I'm really interested in this Ed Piskor Studio Edition. Ed Piskor is the guy that does
Oh yeah.
podcast Cartoonist Kayfabe. He did Hip Hop Family Tree. He more recently getting his name tossed around more because he also did X-Men Grand Design.
And he's getting an omnibus of that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is not going to be oversized, is what I heard.
Oh, it's not going to be the size of.
Like, I think Ed Piskor started saying that it's going to be oversized, like the size of his books. But I think when I talked to David said bookstores hate books like that. I think I told you all too. Like they complain about the size of those books that they're so awkward they don't know where to store them. So they might just make it into a omnibus. They just might make it into an omnibus. So like a regular size omnibus. That's the last I heard. They could change their mind.
So this is like a what do they call it? The IDW Artist Edition. So this is all like scans of his original art and stuff like that. So
Nice.
I really dig his style. So I really kind of want to check this out too.
I think that the dimensions of the solicited version of that omnibus are those same sizes. So they really going back to the drawing board then with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That's just what I was told.
Hey, Gudetama. Nice.
I don't know if I can trust this Omar guy.
I wouldn't.
Hatsu, High School Prodigies. That's an isekai. Horimiya. I don't know that one. I'm Not Popular. I'm Standing. Yeah, a bunch of filler manga. But there's two manga that I want to check out.
Filler manga. Those volumes are 13 and 15, man.
Yeah.
Somebody's buying that stuff.
I want to read I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 Years and I maxed out. I really want to read that. It looks cool.
Title makes Jess want to quit living life. That title alone.
I'm throwing the noose over the rafters right now.
He's like, why am I still here?
Levius is cool though.
Levius.
That artwork is badass.
That cover is amazing.
It's definitely one of the more attractive manga that I've read recently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this is one that if you're not into manga and you get turned around because it's flipped, this one is published left to right because it's in Japan. It was originally done left to right because it's supposed to the artist wanted it to feel like it was a Western comic.
Cool.
That's one for Jess.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's zoning out, man. He hasn't heard anything. He's got dead. He's got those dead eyes.
Hang on, we're almost done.
Anything else?
Okay. In all seriousness, Jess, have you ever read any of Elric's stuff? The Moorcock. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that dude's name right.
Moorcock.
Yep.
Now we're demonetized.
You immature bastards. Click on that Titan book if you don't. Who's doing this? Is it
Gabe.
Gio or Gabe? Yeah, if you don't mind, click on that. You ever read any of this guy's stuff?
No.
Michael Moorcock?
No, I
It's the
haven't.
guy that did Elric, right? That's what I'm familiar with. But I was wondering if you had read this.
Oh boy.
Please pronounce his name. Please don't tell me it's Moorcock.
Mutercute.
Liar. Because if my last name was Moorcock, guess what? That would be my only name. I would be Prince of Moorcock.
Everybody just be calling you by your last name. Yeah.
Right. Don't call me
That
Omar.
guy.
Moorcock, please. Back here. Present. Anyway, sorry.
Oh my goodness. Murcielago, My Monster Secret. Those are two that people are reading. Nogan's Life is pretty popular too. Nursey Tomy, I need to get that. And Nyankees, which I've heard good things about, but I haven't read yet. Overlord, that's a spin-off from the regular Overlord manga. There's
that
E. Craig
Rose of the
Russell.
Sky.
Whoa. Signed and numbered fine art
Whoa.
cover.
Jesus Christ.
$200. Wow.
Oh, shit. Never mind. Carry on.
Resonant.
There's
Yeah.
Rosa Versailles if you live in Kentucky. Versailles if you live in the civilized world.
Rosa Versailles. Yeah, that's a pretty popular old school manga.
Yeah, for real.
Of Sailor Moon Eternal as well.
Sailor Moon Eternal. Saga of Tanya the Evil. That's a fun isekai. Seven Deadly Sins. That's another popular title.
I'm sure Jess has all these memorized. I know he knows these names.
Hell yeah.
Here's the one I'm really excited about. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
Yeah.
Which-
That's a fun series. I've been watching the anime which debuted this month. It's funny.
I'm not
You
lost
watch
on
an
this.
anime that just debuted this month. That's so crazy. I still have to catch up on anime that debuted like in 1999. I'm so behind.
I do have this volume on order though. I'm very intrigued about the toilet book. And then Way of the House Husband, the first volume was fantastic, so I'm really excited about that second one.
Mm-hmm. It looks fun.
I want to be a house husband.
I know, me too.
It's a good gig, I'm telling you.
Damn it, Jess is a house husband.
Yeah.
Jess is living like my dream life.
Zozo Zombie? Zozo Zombie?
Zozo Zombie and Zombilenium.
That's a lot of zombies. Zombieverse. Zombilenium.
This is volume 6 of Zozo Zombie.
Wow.
You guys are
Zozo Zombie.
behind.
No, I'm behind on my Zozo Zombies.
Yeah, we're fake fans. We don't read Zozo Zombie.
You guys aren't real manga fans. Go
No.
back and read your shitty Berserk books.
All right, and that is that.
Bam!
Woohoo.
You almost got all 6 of us here. It would have been cool if Luis showed up too, like a surprise. Chad, Omnidog is also a house husband, which I always find unique when Jess talks to himself. Has Psycho Cleveland been on here? I haven't seen that dude in forever.
No, it's been a
Jess,
while.
did you
since
forget
I've
your
heard-
Did you forget your login information for Psycho Cleveland? I still think it was you.
I haven't heard from Psycho Cleveland for months now.
Yep.
Damn, what y'all do to my boy?
I don't know. I don't know where he is.
And that is that.
And we can go over the 50% books real quick. Batman and the Outsiders trade paperback volume 1 and Batman Black and White Omnibus. Those are both 50% off. And Justice League International book 1 Born Again is 50% off. And then we have 2 Marvel books that are 50% off. One is Ecstatic's Complete Collection and the other is Valkyrie Jane Foster volume 1.
Both are really good
50%
books.
off. Yeah, I miss Cycle too.
I miss his drunken rants and how often like he would correct me. I miss that guy. Give him shit right back.
He's not even looking at the videos I post, so he must be really busy because as soon as I'd put a video up, there'd be 14 comments from him. Row.
That was my favorite thing, is that he thinks he was watching it live because he was so drunk. He was leaving comments. As your video was continuing, he was writing another comment. Dude can drink. I'd love to have drink with him in real life.
Well, it kind of sounds like he can't drink.
Oh, maybe. Yes. Valkyrie is co-written by Al Ewing.
It's Jason Aaron and Al Ewing right now, and then starting with issue like 13, I think it's Jason Aaron with some girl that I'm not familiar with, named like Torun or something like that. She's got like a Norse name that she's like, it means love Thor.
She's the artist on the book?
No, she's the new co-writer with Al Ewing leaving.
Oh.
I was surprised though, because I thought that
Her name means love Thor?
Something like that. Like
she was born to write that book.
Well, I think she is.
I need to change my name.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. I got stuff to do.
Be good, man.
All
right, guys, take care. Thanks
Take care.
Bye, Gabe.
Bye, brother.
See you, Gabe.
Omar's gonna change his name to like Love Guts.
Love shit. Ain't nobody writing that damn book but Miura.
Love
I don't want
Moorcock.
any.
Love me some more cock.
You uneducated pricks. How's that my fault? Nobody has ever read that stuff. So, new writer. I love Thor. I love X-Men. It's gonna be my new name.
I'm gonna see if I can't find out what her name is.
So, Jess, what did you learn today? 'Cause this is always an educational show.
That's the recap part. Let's go over what we learned.
What did you learn today? What's one thing you learned?
Um,
I feel like I'm talking to my kids. What did you learn at school today?
What did you learn at school today?
We learned about
Nothing.
Moorcock.
yeah, I learned about Michael Moorcock. And I think that name's going to be repeated in my head.
That's got. How else can you say that dude's name?
I'm not
right?
saying it's wrong. Whoa.
Oh, look at that. Here's to Jess.
Thank you, Aaron.
Whoa.
Set me or hit me with the band hammer.
Also,
All right. Don't we have two admins in this video right now?
And the
let
creator.
that guy in.
The band hammer just put me out of my misery.
I'm
Check it out
Be right back.
after this.
gonna be real. Like, I think there's about 200 pending approvals.
Let me be an admin for a day. I'll take care of all that. Sexbot, yes.
You're gonna
Approve.
get in like a million different like troll accounts.
Oh yeah, they're all gonna be my accounts.
It's gonna be all the guys that like we've kicked out, like their secondary accounts.
Yeah.
I'm Catholic. I'm all about forgiveness. I'll let them back in.
Yeah. Omar's gonna like open the gates to freaking Arkham Asylum.
It won't be that
He's gonna
bad.
let in all the Azkaban prisoners. Unleash the wrath.
Here's a really good question, and I'm curious what the answer is for you guys from Gotham.
Gotham.
Thank you. Can you highlight that question, Jess?
The petition one? Or
No, do you guys listen to any? Yeah, that one.
Mm.
I don't anymore. Just like I really don't have the time to watch other YouTube videos and things. I used to, like 2 years ago. I would like before I released a video. I'd always check if somebody else had done it or done something similar or something. But nowadays, I just don't have the time to do it because I'm either reading or putting out videos. And I don't have time to listen to podcasts because I don't travel as much as I used to for work. And I sometimes work from home. So, yeah, I don't. What about you guys? Do you all listen to comic podcasts or YouTube shows? I know Jess listens to Near Mint Condition because he steals my fucking ideas all the time. But
I'll
be reviewing Sunstone with Fariha.
I'll watch some of all of y'all's videos. Like,
Aw.
so you're the guy that
those-
hits the dislike button.
Yes, absolutely.
Knew it.
Like I've watched a lot of Jess's where I'm like very curious of his specific thoughts because I know a lot of people will watch videos, like where they want to hear thoughts on something they haven't read, But with you guys, since you're my friends, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on stuff that I have read. So, like, Jess, when he does reviews, I'm like, oh, he's reviewing this one. Let me see what he says. Hopefully, I can still be his friend.
Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, surely he can't be that ignorant that he didn't like this book.
And then Omar, you have, obviously the ones where you talk about the upcoming stuff, so I get excited about that. And then I've watched a few of your videos where you talk about collecting certain characters and stuff just to make sure.
Oh yeah.
You have, and then Gio does a lot of reviews and stuff. So I watch some of y'all's stuff, but I don't watch nearly as much comic book related content as I do literally everything else. Like I'll watch a lot of food related content. I watch random I started watching a bunch of video game stuff to catch up with what's coming out. I the things that I don't have my finger on the pulse of, because comics and manga, I'm like, okay, I know what's going on, I know what's coming out. My ears to the ground on that one. I know what's going on. But with video games, movies, TV, I need a little bit of help to keep up with that. So I watch a lot of videos on that stuff. And then lately I've been watching a lot of there's Wikizilla has their own channel, and I watch a lot of kaiju profiles.
That's interesting.
Kaiju profiles, they highlight a certain monster from week to week.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So they'll do a video and it will be this week we're talking about Megalon, and then it's a 10-15 minute video about the history of the character, the creation of the character, physically how the costume was made, the movies and the storylines, and then the actors. They talk about everything, the powers that each character has. So it's really interesting because I've been trying to expand past just the mainstream Godzilla stuff, and I've been watching videos about other kaiju that appear in one-off movies and stuff like that, just to kind of see where they come from. And it's kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things where I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, that looks neat, that looks really crappy, but I'm interested anyway.
It's a really cool time that we're living in, and that sounds like an old man talk here, but it's really cool that we have this medium right here where we can share the things that we're passionate about with other people. Because I used to, when I did have time, I would watch things kind of similar to you, dude out in the woods, building fucking houses with the material that he had, around him. He was out of Australia. I can't remember what his channel was, but just things like that, or just things I knew nothing about that I'm like, I wonder how Sentai first came to America. This is when YouTube first started. Some guy started a Sentai channel, and not hentai, Sentai, which was the Power Rangers. Jess became Power Rangers in America, and all that. Because I knew there were ties with my boy Carl Masek at Harmony Gold. I know a lot of people hate that guy, but he's dead now, so rest in peace. But he, I didn't know the whole history behind it, or how it all started with Stan Lee originally when he wanted to bring him over to America. So it's really cool. So you learn so much. And then it becomes at least for me, I'm like, did I read that or did I watch that sometime about that?
Yeah.
It gets like that. And I feel like a lot of the people are like that too. People that watch people play video games now, because that wasn't an option for us when we were growing up. I mean, I was the older brother. My brothers would watch me. So it's so now it's people watch people play video games, and I wonder if they share that experience. I played that game. Wait, no shit. No, I didn't. I think I watched somebody play it online.
I have a friend that, what's up? I have a friend who used to, before it was popular, streaming stuff, he would watch playthroughs, Let's Plays on video games on YouTube. And, I would talk to him about video games. I'm like, oh, have you played this one? Have you played it? And he's like, yeah, well, no. He'd say yes first. He's like, no, I haven't played it, but I watched someone play the whole thing. So he, had the experience of playing the game, but he didn't actually play it. And I was like, that's kind of weird.
That is.
And it got more and more, this is probably when I was still in high school or maybe going into college, when he was doing this. So this was not very popular at the time, but now it's a way more popular thing, Let's Plays and people doing, basically my nephews will watch tons of videos of people doing Let's Plays of Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. And that's the big thing.
It's huge.
What's his name? The biggest dude on YouTube.
Omnidog.
Thank you,
PewDiePie
I got
is
you,
huge
fam.
for that. But then there's other channels and stuff. Like my nephew has a few channels that he loves to watch, and he like quotes them like they're TV shows. It's weird.
It's interesting how you find these little niche things too, these little
Yeah.
corners of YouTube that haven't been covered. Like, can you imagine being the first person that found out that people will watch you play with toys? Like literally watch you
Yeah.
play with toys, like kids, right? Millions of hits. Like
Yeah.
you would be fucking. I mean, not so much now with the changes coming to YouTube, but you know, millions of hits. It would be insane.
Well, there are my nieces will watch videos of other kids playing with their dolls, and like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like
those kind of videos.
they
Can you imagine
save
being the
stories
first
and
person that
stuff.
discovered that? Like, holy shit, people are watching me play with dolls, or my
It's
kids play
pretty
with dolls. That would be crazy.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for having me for a brief time, guys.
Yeah, man. Take care. I
I'm
probably
gonna
need to get
see y'all.
going too.
I want
So-
to see your room tour now.
Oh, yeah, real quick. So I got this new 5x5 Kallax shelf. So I put that in the middle.
He
of the
says it
room.
fancy. He's like Kallax.
Yeah,
Relax.
I don't know how it's pronounced.
Galactus.
Don't ask me.
And
so
figures.
all
Look
of
at those
my
figures.
cubes, the top 2 rows of cubes are all filled with my like X-Men Legends figures. So I have a little stage. I thought this one was cool. I made it look like the Sentinel was coming out of the cube and Wolverine's sitting there.
Cool.
Then the bottom 3 are all that stuff. So I made it kind of like a real library where there's an aisle, and then I have more books on the other side. over
That's
here.
amazing.
That's cool.
So yeah, I really like, because my wife, she was like, "What did you buy this one for? Like you're out of room for new shelves." And I was like, "In the middle." And she's like, "What?" And then I showed it to her, and yesterday she came up and she's like, "I hate it." And I was like, "Well, I've maximized my space and I finally have room to put my figures up. So I'm sorry, but it be like this." But anyway, I'll do as soon as I get my channel back, which I'm hoping is soon, because I literally received an email from someone at YouTube saying like, "We've determined that yes, your channel was hijacked from you, and we will now work on doing, recovery. You need to do this, and then send us this, and we'll blah 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 blah." So I did that, and then it's been radio silence since last week. So fingers crossed that it happens soon, and then I can do an updated tour of my room, because everything is a lot better organized now than it was when I first moved in. It was kind of just like slap it together and show off what I had. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna let you guys finish out here, but peace out, and I'll see y'all on Thursday.
Right on, man.
It's good to see you, man.
Later. Good night, everyone.
Night, brother.
That was the Omnibus Collector himself.
And then there were 3.
I probably need to get going too, fellas. So if
Okay.
y'all want to
Where
wrap it up.
where can they find you? You have a show tomorrow night on Canny O.
I do on Sunstone. Beware, enter at your own peril.
Sexy Time Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's gonna be odd. I'm so gonna be like a 15-year-old Omar. Oops. Gotta keep it professional. Near Mint Condition. It's the name of my channel. Yeah, we will be doing a live episode tomorrow. Somebody is asking a couple questions. I do want to answer really quick.
Okay.
Because like I know I'm not supposed to say anything. But somebody was asking earlier if I mentioned the fourth quarter of 2020 will be special in regards to Marvel collected editions as far as Omnibus. Can you drop a hint as to what we might expect? If you watch my top 30 most wanted X-Men Omnis, like at least 2 of those are going to get made. So that's really good news. And then there are reprints coming too. And if you watch my top 10 most wanted X-Men Omnibus reprint, or no, Marvel Omnibus reprints, a couple of those are getting it reprinted. So people should be happy. At least I know a lot of people have been asking me about some of these reprints, and so some people should be happy. And then, oh yeah, somebody was asking who's got the bigger library, me, Jess, or Ryley. I'm going to say me right now because I stole probably a third of Jess's books without him realizing.
I wondered where they went. I just noticed it yesterday.
They're all trash, but whatever. And no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Riley's got a lot of. He's got a lot of manga. Manga goes a long way. I mean, looking at my manga shelves, that's a lot of books, man. So, yeah, that's it. come and check us out. Your mint condition. Where can they find you, Geo?
You can find me on my channel at We Can Geekdom talking about comics, manga, anime, movies, all that geeky stuff.
And that's a Week in Geekdom. And you can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube. And also, you can find me on Instagram at Omnidogs_Vault. And that reminds me that we have a sponsor, InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There's always an Omnibroslive code every quarter. If you buy $50 or more worth of books in the United States, $50 or more, you get free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Right on, man.
Good
Awesome,
job.
buddy. Awesome.
Okay, thank you to the chat. Thank you for our record number of viewers tonight. We bumped up against 130. I think we hit 129. That's awesome.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. And I appreciate the chat tonight. It was great as usual. And we always appreciate our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Thank you very much. So on behalf of my co-hosts and myself, peace and love. Peace and love.
Bye, everybody.
Good
Bye,
night.
guys.